houses are available, how many houses sold, what the average price is, just by asking it. Okay? That is our series. I'm sorry?
What's the number you give?
The number that I gave for Richmond Hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
$380.66.
Here. Okay, so anybody of you who's onboarded, who has KW Connect, and has your email address, also has Kelly. If you have Kelly and you don't use it, then Kelly is useless, right? It's like the treadmill we never get on, but we expect to lose weight. So here's the next question I have. If I asked you, tell me 3 things about Keller Williams, could you? Could you? Could you tell me 3 things about what makes Keller Williams unique?
Training.
I'm sorry?
Great training.
We're an education company. What else are we?
Technology?
We're a technology company, first and foremost.
Backed by real estate.
Backed up by a real estate company. Keller Williams is a technology company and education company backed up by a real estate company. Okay? We are privately owned. We have just been voted #1 in customer service of every real estate on the planet. Keller Williams is #1. They desire our services over everybody else's. Is that powerful? I just went on a listing presentation. The broker that was trying to get the house sold 6 houses last year. Okay? I just gave him the stats for our office. So I said, you can have somebody who sold 6 houses or somebody who sold 371. Which one do you want? A little something to think about. Yeah, I charge more money because I do my job better. That's what I do. Okay? So, do you think it's important to know about your company? Maybe that's something you should put in your things to do. Find more things out about where you work for, what the benefits of working here are. And it's not just because you want to puff yourself up. It's because when you talk to somebody, you want to be able to know about who you work for. I think that's fair. If you were going on a job interview, wouldn't you have to do that? Wouldn't you have to know about the company that you go in and have the interview with? Do you think that might give you a leg up? I do. Let me ask you another thing. How many people here took the KPA? Raise their hand.
The what?
KPA. You took the KPA,
Yeah.
right? Okay. If you got a link from Sakina and ignored it on the KPA, please don't. All right? The KPA is going to allow us to know exactly how to get information to you. Now, the KPA that you're going to get, if you're new, is a 10-minute KPA. All right? It's not the 1-hour KPA. After you take the 10-minute KPA, you have your first conversation with me as PC and as new agent director. Then what we're going to do is we're going to sit down, we're going to figure out a plan. I'm going to ask you to take the hour KPA, so I'm going to be able to disseminate information in a way that you're going to feel most comfortable. Right? Why would you want that? Okay, so that's very, very important. So that's going to be coming to you. If you haven't onboarded yet, you're going to be getting that. New agents, before they come in and interview, are going to be getting the 10-minute KPA. Also, when getting back to your fourth quarter here, so we know that it's important that you lead generate. It's also important that you follow a system. And the system I want you to follow is, don't get involved with the minutiae of your business anymore. Okay? Don't get involved with making flyers or making postcards or doing mailings and stuff like that. There's other companies that will do that for you. And Command is so simple that you can do 3 or 4 things and it will produce what you want. Okay? At a pretty high level. What I want you to concentrate on is listing, selling, renting, recruiting. I want you to concentrate on these things and these things alone. Because all of these are revenue generating activities. Okay? Let's go to work and let's get paid. We are the only profession that routinely goes to work and doesn't get paid in excess. Do you understand that? Just understand the mindset. You get up, you get dressed, you go into your office, you do things that you're supposed to do for work, and you don't get paid on a regular basis. And if you have a closing today, it doesn't mean that you're doing your job well. It means that 60 to 90 days ago, you did something to get you to this closing today. My question is when you got that accepted offer, what did you do the next day? So when you're looking at your schedule, when you're looking at your business plan, when you set your vision and your goals, I want you to do one thing. Start every day at zero. We start every day at net zero. You made $100,000 on Tuesday, Wednesday, zero. Don't think about how much money you're making until the end of the quarter, the end of the half year, and the end of the year. Let's see if you're living into your goals. Wesley, raise your hand. Wesley is the number 22 agent out of 144 agents in Keller Williams right now. How's that feel?
Not good enough.
Not good enough, right? It's kind of bittersweet. In one way, it's sweet because you feel like you're arriving, and in another way, I don't have nearly enough money, so number 22 doesn't make it.
That's right.
Okay. And I told you that's the feeling that you were going to get when I told you what I told you, right?
Yep.
Okay. 15 of PC people broke the top 50. So that was very good for me. Okay? But I'm not happy with the production, and you shouldn't be happy with the production either. Okay? It's not enough. How many houses do you think the average salesperson sells in a year?
3, 4.
Two. Average salesperson sells 2 houses. Even if you sold both sides of that house and had no split, you're still probably going to make on average less than $50,000 a year before taxes. You take out taxes, you take out 1/3, go work for McDonald's. You make just as much money. So 2 houses a year aren't going to do it. And this isn't $1 million listing. You can make it into $1 million listing, but it's not. So what I need you... Oh, that's my phone. I knew someone was right. Yeah. That's okay, don't worry about it. I can't answer it anyway, it's broke.
Can I answer it?
What?
Can I answer it?
Oh yeah, you gotta go outside though. Okay? So anyway, we know now that listing, selling, renting, and recruiting is very important. I know you guys, when you came in, they spoke to you about profit sharing, right? And maybe when Lauren spoke to you about profit sharing, you probably just disregarded it. You said, maybe this is something. We're on the verge, Keller Williams is on the verge as a company of doing almost $1.5 billion in profit share. But less than 31% of the people in Keller are profit sharing. Now here's the deal. I've shown you all my theory of one, right?
Yes.
So let's see it again. And let's see if we can put it into play. Let's see if we can put this into play for 90 days, right? So, 1 appointment a day for every day you work. That doesn't sound so unreasonable, right? How about 1 listing or selling side for every day you work? Every month, I'm sorry. Every day would be cool. And 1 agent recruited for every day. Can you do that? Month. I got every day on my mind, okay? So, 1 appointment every day, 1 listing or selling site every month, 1 agent recruited every month. Think you can handle that? Let's say you handled 80% of it. Because you're gonna have months when you do more and others when you do less. Let's figure it out, right? So if you go on one appointment a day for every day you work, how many days do you think you're gonna work next year coming up? How many days do you think you're gonna work? 200, 250, 220, how many? Anybody? How many days are you gonna work? Come on, I just need a number. How many days are you gonna work?
300.
You're gonna work 300 days. You're gonna take off 50. 62.
No, 340 days.
You take it off 20.
Yeah.
All right, let's say 300. Let's just work the first. What do you think the average newbie converts? You're going on 300 appointments. What do you think the average new agent's conversion ratio is?
Like a third of it?
A third, 30%. I gotta tell you, it's more, but let's just say you're right. How many contracts is that? If you do a third of 300, how many is that? It's 100. If each contract brought you back $2,000, how much is that? It's $200,000 a year. So we know that each contract's going to bring you back more than $2,000. I don't think you can convert at 30%. I don't think you're going to go on 300 appointments. But even if you did 80% of everything we're talking about, if you screwed up 20% of the time, you're still looking at phenomenal numbers. Now, are you doing anything great? No. All you're doing is going on one appointment a day. You're doing one listing side, right? And you're recruiting one agent. Now, let me tell you a little thing about the agents. If you bring in 15 agents to this office, if your first line is 15 agents, in 5 to 6 years, you will be making $50,000 a year in passive income. Because it has nothing to do with your first line, it has everything to do with your second, your third, your fourth, and your fifth. Because it's who they're gonna bring in when they get excited. So if you stop at 15, it's who they bring in afterwards. All right? Now, you haven't seen this, but Gary Keller's vision is to have real estate agents stop working real estate at some point